We gather here today at Keith's Tree, and if you gentlemen have not had a chance to visit it, it's a great special tree for us, and we have a lot of memories about Keith that we hope to share today. I would like to introduce a couple speakers. The first is Jason Bourne. Jason's from the Development Office, and he has been instrumental in helping to get this scholarship off the ground. So Jason, if you could say a couple words.
Thank you. So I'm not going to take long, but I do want to thank everyone that has been involved in one way or another for supporting this scholarship. On behalf of the university, it's been an honor to work with Andy to get this scholarship off the ground, and I know how much it means to everyone here to have a fully endowed scholarship that will live into the future in honor and memory of Keith. So again, thank you guys. Quick side note, this scholarship for me actually hit me personally. I had an impact freshman year. My roommate was actually killed freshman year, and so to watch this grow and become an incredible scholarship that everyone, it just means so much to for future endeavors. This is really going to set lay the groundwork to help us get a similar scholarship in memory of our friend Jim. So again, thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. And if you do have any questions, interested in further support, please feel free to reach out to me. Currently, to date, the fund has $27,430 in it. So thank you again for that.
Thank you, Jason. I'd like to introduce now a friend, a brother, and current vice president at JMU for University Advancement, Nick Langridge. Nick.
So I pledged in the spring of 1997, and I guess I was a brother awaiting initiation, but no, I pledged. And I guess one of the things that maybe still happens, don't tell me if it does, but we had to have bottles signed by people, and we did interviews with different brothers. It was really a way to get to know people in the chapter. And let me tell you, in the wake of Keith's passing, there wasn't a single interview that I had that didn't involve a story about Keith and somebody sharing how much he mattered and what a brotherhood was all about. And so I know that Keith touched a lot of people. I know that his memory has continued to live on, and that's evident here today in the way collectively people have come together to honor and celebrate Keith's life, what he meant to them, and to really celebrate who he was through this scholarship. And so on behalf of the university, our thanks, and as a brother, I think this has a lot of meaning to the chapter and Zeta Theta going forward, to know that future generations of men in Kappa Alpha will remember Keith, will know who he was, what he stood for, and will benefit personally from the scholarship in his name. So we're grateful for what all of you have contributed. We're grateful for who you were as a friend or a family member to Keith. We're thankful that you made the trip to be here with us today on James Madison's campus. I remember when this plaque was first put in place, and great to see how the tree has grown and the memory has not been forgotten and has grown with it. And so I really appreciate all you've done. I really appreciate what Andy's done as well. So thank you, Andy. This is just a small token for Andy. Keith had a lot of places I think he enjoyed at JMU, but maybe none as much as Spanky's.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I found this at an old farmer's market, and I wanted just to give it to Andy and thank you for believing in this, for loving your friend and brother, and for making this all possible. Andy, we really appreciate all you've done.
Thank you, Nick.
Yep.
Thank you.
And for Keith's mother and father, this is just a very small thing, and there'll be more meaningful things, but you're your family, and you're always a part of this university family. I just wanted to give you these as a small token of that gesture. Thank you all for sending your son here, and know that he'll always be remembered here. So thank you both. Bless you. Bless you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Nick. We tried to get this scholarship off the ground several times, and without Nick's leadership, this scholarship wouldn't have happened without Jason's help. So thank you very much, gentlemen. We'd like to open up the ceremony. If anyone would like to share a special memory of Keith or a special story, we have many members of our fraternity here today, which we're very happy to see. The floor is open if anyone would like to say anything. Understand if some folks may choose not to.
All right, I'll sneak out. So I'll just maybe echo a couple of quick thanks to really to the fraternity and to you, Andy, for putting this together. It's certainly a long time in the making, and we're certainly appreciated all the effort that went forth. I know it was a pretty large undertaking. I also want to thank the fraternity, because I have a much clearer understanding of why he was a part of your organization. Last night was fantastic. We had a great time. Really great group of young men. So thank you. Honestly, thank you. It was real special. I also want to apologize. At some point, I think my friend Mike's shirt was off, and I know that left a very. There was a lot of screaming and such. So I apologize. That was embarrassing. So there's a million stories, right? And they. And I could wax on for hours, as I'm sure a lot of us can. But when I think about Keith, I really think, from a legacy perspective, I really think of one thing. And he kind of shined a little brighter than most. I don't know if any of you guys have had the good fortune of meeting someone in your life that just seems a little brighter than others. And I've had the good fortune in my life of meeting two folks that I consider to be like that, right? They're both in heaven now, but they just shined a little brighter. And for him, it was all about selflessness. So when I think about Keith and the type of person he was just always second in terms of himself. He did everything for everybody consistently. And when I think of him and I go about my daily life and the hecticness that comes with it, I reflect on that, and I try and be a little bit better person. So that's kind of the ask I have of you guys as you kind of go through your life here at JMU and start to become young adults. Is when you put yourself second and think of the better of someone else, that's a little bit of Keith. And that's really all I have really wanted to say. And again, thank you all. Really, this isn't a great place for us to visit. And I'm sure I speak for most of the folks that traveled here. Most of us don't really care for it too much, and you guys really helped us, the last 24 hours. So thank you.
I want to just, first of all, that's not true, whatever he just said. But there might be some footage somewhere which makes me a little concerned. So I just want to weigh in and add to everything Vinny just said. I want to give you guys a little snapshot of Keith before college, so you can understand, again, the kind of guy he was. My father owned a landscaping company, and one summer Keith moved in with our family, and we worked with my father landscaping every day. And every morning we'd get up, we'd have breakfast, and we'd go to the shop. And my dad would always send me off with the guys to go work labor all day, and he took Keith with him every single day. I'm like, I'm his son. Keith's going out with my father every single morning. We get back for dinner at night. I'm filthy dirty. Keith's as clean as the minute he left the morning. So how was your day, Keith, with my father? He said, well, we're going to collect money. We met some clients. We had a great lunch. It was one of the best days of my life. Every day of the whole summer. So just as a testament, my own father chose to be with him before he chose to be with me every single morning. But he was larger than life, as Vinny said. I didn't have the pleasure of growing up with him from childhood like Vincent did, but I met Keith in 9th grade of high school playing soccer together, and he was electrifying. He was just one of those guys that you were better around. And he forever lives with us, I can tell you that. There's not a day that goes by that we don't toast to Keith or think about Keith or the impact he had in our lives. We've got pictures of him around the house. My kids call him Uncle Keith. They know who he is. We talk about him openly. And I would just ask that you guys do the same thing and pay it forward. You know, make sure you carry on the tradition of loveliness and brotherhood and all the right things that he would want to stand for. So again, I just want to thank the chapter and the fraternity, everything you guys have done here for us. This helped me a lot the last couple of days, get a little bit more taste of what his life was like down here. And it was awesome. So thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'd now like to introduce our final speaker of the day with a special presentation. The Alumni Board President, Larry Caudle's here. Larry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Mr. and Mrs. O'Connell, Jenny, Eileen, Kevin, John Jr., extended family, friends, Spanky's friends, and of course the K brothers. I'm here this afternoon on behalf of the JMU Alumni Association and its over 120,000 alumni worldwide. It is clear today that at Keith's untimely and tragic death on October 12, 1996, he had accomplished much here, and it is equally clear that his future was full of promise, and he would have been added to the rolls of proud JMU alumni. Accordingly, the JMU Alumni Association Board wanted to memorialize Keith's accomplishments as a student here and formally add him to the alumni rolls. At its September 2014 meeting, the board drafted, read aloud, and unanimously consented to and passed the following proclamation. Proclamation honoring the life of Keith J. O'Connell. Whereas Keith J. O'Connell was a student at James Madison University pursuing a degree in international business, and whereas Keith J. O'Connell was an active member of the student body at James Madison University and a Kappa Alpha gentleman, and whereas Keith J. O'Connell created a family away from home with his Kappa Alpha brothers and co-workers at Spanky's, and whereas he contributed to the spirit of friendship that is a hallmark of James Madison University. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the JMU Alumni Association honors the life of Keith J. O'Connell and bestows upon him the title of alumnus and welcomes him into the JMU family as a member of the JMU Alumni Association, dated this 13th day of September 2014. As a fellow alumni of Keith's, as a fellow parent of John and Virginia's, and on behalf of the JMU Board of Directors, the Association, and JMU alumni everywhere, it's my honor to present this proclamation to the O'Connell family.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Maybe we could end today with just a quick prayer. Dear Lord, thanks for bringing us together for a few days of fellowship and friendship. Please bless the scholarship, future recipients, and those that made this all possible. Help us to ensure that everyone travels home safe, and always keep in mind and bless Keith and Ann. In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
Thank you all.